The spell is working. Look, Gamma. Finally, we have found one. Oh! A young wizard. A student with amazing potential. Oh, really? Where? Oh, a very, very distant realm. My goodness. On a world that does not even believe in magic. I wonder what manner of wizard they might become. Perhaps we should consult the Book of Secrets.
Headmaster Ambrose turns to regard you intently.
Answer these questions to find out what type of wizard you are.
Okay. Welcome to Wizard101. This is actually the tutorial to Wizard101. But first you have to create your own character. You answer a set amount of questions and it will give you choice of these. Depending on the school you choose, depends on the types of spells you can use to conquer the wizarding world. I tend to I've done pretty much every school except for Ice and Storm. I'm not actually sure why I haven't tried Storm before, but Ice, I actually have my reason for Ice. It's not all that powerful, it's more of a defensive type of school. Though then again, it's balances as well. I did try and do Death for a while, but that didn't really
My vision is failing me.
work out
Are
too
you
well.
a boy or a girl? Now that we know what you are, what do you look like?
The smuggish look on his face. I love that.
Good. Now, what do you wear?
Going for the myth colors. My strongest wizard in this game is actually a fire wizard. I've been playing this game since January 2009. This game's been out for a long time. It's quite an old game. They've actually made a lot of changes to the game recently.
All right then. What is your name?
Yeah. This game actually does get quite difficult after a while. The game itself is free to download and play for a while, but it does get quite difficult to continue after a point. They only give you a set amount of quests in the first area of the game, and then they just cut you off. I mean, you can still play. There's not that much you can do. Yeah. So this guy has been with me since the very beginning of Wizard101. He was my very first character I ever made. He's a fire wizard, and yeah, as you can see, it's taken me a long time just to get up to that level. So now and again, I actually come off the game so that I don't get bored of it.
Well, hello, if it isn't our newest student. My name is Merle Ambrose. I am the headmaster of the Ravenwood School of Magical Arts. We're expecting great things from you, but first things first. To move around, use the arrow keys on your keyboard. Try it now. My owl friend
This
would
is
like
so
to speak with you.
different from what I
Look up
used to
the
be.
camera and follow his instructions to talk.
There is actually something they did with the new updates a while back. I won't be able to access it just yet, but they've changed the graphics
My name is Gamma the Owl. I
considerably.
am quite pleased to meet you. Wizards test their skills by summoning fantastic creatures and dueling. To become a master wizard, you must learn every spell in your class. Wizards love to duel. The more spells you learn, the better a duelist you'll become.
I mean, all the years playing this game, you kind of miss this tutorial, the suspense, and the evilness.
Let's investigate the matter.
You'd best follow the headmaster. You're safe with him. Through the tower.
You kind of get swept up in the side quests and the main quests of the game. So yeah, it gets quite.
Who's there? Malice.
I'm still surprised they haven't fixed that.
You are no longer welcome here. Why have you returned?
I'm here to resolve our unfinished business. Is this your latest student? My henchman will see to your little friend.
I personally always loved Malistaire. The evilness of him. And his dragon staff that he holds.
Hurry along, young wizard. Take
It's
this
just
deck
awesome.
of spell cards and deal with those creatures while I tend to Malistaire himself.
Yeah,
Don't be so sure of yourself, old man.
this is funny. Because
Run up and confront them. Be
Nearly.
brave. I will guide you.
nearly Ambrose. I just call him Ambrose. Never really got his pronunciation right. Ambrose never
You
really
draw
does
these
anything.
spells from your deck quickly. You must choose a spell and use it to attack one of Malistaire's henchmen by clicking on it.
Yeah. The whole game is mostly like this. Well, anyway, the battle side to it. You will be doing quests throughout the whole game. We do have PvP and a few other things similar to that.
Oh my, you're hurt. You'll need to pay attention to your current health. This red crystal ball shows your health. If If you run out of health in a wizard duel, you'll be defeated.
You know, I always thought his pronunciation was Merle. Like Merlin, but not quite.
The blue crystal ball shows how much mana you have left. Mana is magical energy. If you run out of mana, you won't be able to cast any more spells. When you're out of mana, you'll be at the mercy. Why so distracted? We're under attack. Oh my, call me a fool. I had all but forgotten. Where were we then? Right. Attack his henchman.
In the first few years of the game, Malastare was the main boss of the game, and then they kept bringing up updates and new worlds and new big bosses of those worlds. This game has gotten so big.
Doddering fool! Your student is no match for my forces.
Oh no, you're in trouble. Quickly, use the unicorns.
As you can see, the game is mostly blocky. If you look closely at the hands, the character and stuff like that.
Foolish creatures! You've let the young whelp heal. Defeat the whelp or you'll suffer for it. Use your spells to weaken the young wizard's spells.
Even though the graphics have come quite a way through the years, it's still quite classic in its own way.
The more pips you have, the stronger the spells you can cast. Quickly now, pick another spell and cast it at one of them. That spell reduced the power of your own spell.
There's all different kinds of buffs you can get in battle to increase your
At last,
strength
you fools earn your keep. Now,
and your defense.
Cast this balance blade spell on yourself.
Yeah. Each school has its own strengths. I like the fire school because it's quite balanced with its attacking and defensive, though it's more on the offensive. Ice is the reverse, it's more focused on the defensive side of things. Storm is all straight out attack.
This one learns fast, Alistair. Two can play at that game. I've got it. Use this meteor strike spell. It will strike both of the henchmen. Here are the bits to cast it with. With the balance blade spell you've already cast.
Yeah, every school has its own weakness. For Ice, it doesn't have enough attacks to do anything really. For Fire, not enough defensive capabilities. Death is not a bad school. It's not like it doesn't have any really bad spells, but it doesn't have enough to sustain a student for very long.
Oh, excellent work, young wizard. Now, let me see to Alistair. I'll show him. Threatening a new student before orientation, no less.
Another time, old man. I have what I came for. And now I'll take my leave of this wretched place.
He's gone, and none too soon. What sinister goal brought him here?
I really love that guy.
You look a
So
bit the worse
evil.
for wear. Here, let me restore you to your full health and manner. On the bright side, congratulations. Defeating Malastaire's henchman has earned you some experience. This experience bar will help you track your progress. When the bar fills up, you'll gain a level. And now, do you have any questions, young wizard? What's that? You don't know how to speak? My pardon. Well then, let me teach you how to use menu chat, and we'll see what you have to say for yourself.
Just dancing away.
This is the menu chat button. Click on it to say something.
Yeah, yeah, they really improved all this. Let's see. Applications. There we are.
You have the way of it. Now you can chat with anyone you meet and make lots of friends here. You can also hit enter and type your own messages using text chat. But players under 13 will first need their parents' permission.
That's the new bit. They didn't have that in there before.
You'll also need a spellbook and a wand. There you go.
It's been
No
some
young
time
wizard
since I
should
made
ever
a
go
new
without them.
character. I didn't realize they added that bit.
I should say, young wizard, that I was quite impressed with your courage. There's little doubt, but that a great destiny awaits you. Who knows? Maybe you'll fill my shoes and become headmaster someday. But now, if you'll excuse me, I have a mountain of duties to attend to right now, including readying your enrollment. So if you don't mind waiting for a moment or two, I'll pop back to my office and straighten up. I'll summon you when things are presentable. So many books and papers to tidy up. Where did I put those forms?
Yeah. This game is quite good. Okay. Yes. Here we go. They made this when the game first came out. It's quite a good system. If your server, your internet server's got too much problems with servers, you can just change the server to whichever one you want. Most people go right down to the bottom and then just click on that one. But I usually go somewhere in the center. Less people on those servers. Yeah. Less cluttered areas. Yeah, there's so much stuff you can do. You own your own homes in here. You decorate them however you want. Floors, walls, and garden. You can craft things. There's all kinds of things you can do. And then there's the stats. This would be the crown shop. where you can buy anything in the game at any time. Almost any time. You can't really buy anything in battle. The only thing while in a fight you can buy is, I think it's these transformations, which I absolutely love doing. I'm a myth, so I kind of feel like going something mythy. Oh, okay. I'll go with Colossus. I love this thing. Crowns are the main currency of this game, though a lot of things can be bought with gold, but as you can tell from the name, almost everything in here is done by crowns. This is what you can buy in battle. They're basically NPCs that battle alongside you. You can only use them in open area battles, not player versus player. You can use them on boss fights as well, which comes in handy if you have enough crowns for them. Let's see. Something to start off, I guess. Usable. You can get so many pets in this game. You can take care of, you can breed them. You can do so many different things in this game. This, with the bundling, that's kind of new for the pets anyway. Yeah. Let's see. I'm tempted to go and do something like this, but it would be a waste. If you do really get into this game, there's a few things you should know. If you're planning on spending crowns in this shop, I'd suggest going for the lore packs, because they actually drop spells. The horde packs, they're basically housing items and pets. A lot of the packs drop pets and pet foods. But yeah, the lore packs actually drop spells that are permanent. Yeah, I'll go this one. I personally like the Immortals pack because it's Greek mythology. There's a whole map area on this game dedicated to Mount Olympus, which I absolutely love. And the best thing is, they drop the best items in the game for the early gameplay. Look! Pet! It does take quite a bit to actually get a spell from those, but yeah.
Welcome to Ravenwood Academy. Times are not no. You've demonstrated such splendid. Time is of the essence, so I'll teleport you there directly. Seek out Private Connolly, the wizard city guard in charge of the
Well, that's new. He's never teleported us anywhere in the whole game.
Welcome to Unicorn Way.
Not before. This
There
game
are
has
creatures
really
here who
changed
attack
with
if
the
you get
updates.
too close to them, so stick to them.
Whoa, young student. The street's very dangerous right now. Is there something I can help you with?
Wizard, do you see the symbol above Private Connolly's hair? That means he has something important to tell you. Go speak with him.
Yeah.
What's that? You say the headmaster sent you to help us? Well, you're just the person, wizard. I mean, this used to be a pleasant street, but we've been invaded by hordes of strange creatures. The guards and I have been doing our best to push the creatures back, but we're no match for their dark magic, especially the Maybe your fancy wizard magic will do the trick. Go battle a few of those lost souls, then report back to me.
To battle the monsters, run up to them on the street. When you get close enough to them, they will summon a combat sigil, and you will be pulled into combat. If you want to avoid battle, you can keep safe by staying on the sidewalk.
If you can drive away some of these lost souls, we'll be in your debt.
Those would be reagents. Ingredients used for crafting. There's usually a guy standing like right in front of this tent. I guess because it's the tutorial still. They removed him. I don't know. Ah, yeah. Just a quick view. Now. Yeah. When the game first started, this used to run a lot longer. The transformations. Oh yeah. Where is it? I've gone past it. Monstrology. Monstrology. I love monstrology. Basically, you get little tokens for defeating monsters with a certain spell, and those tokens you can use to create a house guest of that creature or monster. I just love it. You can even stick them in a book and start fighting them. I tend to use those for testing out my new spells. This is also a good place for testing out new spells, because these are the weakest creatures in the whole game. Bloodbath. Yeah. That fizzle that just happened, that's like a huge part of this game. But if you like it or not, it will prevent you from doing anything. Anything in battle, anyway. I mean, my highest level character still can't avoid that. I mean, I think when you get further in the levels, after about level 100, it starts becoming easier to avoid.
You are safe from combat, but it only lasts for a short time. Get to the sidewalk before it wears off.
Fine, we'll follow your lead and start pushing these. Don't worry, we won't be able to drive the phantoms away for good without knowing why they're attacking us. We've got to find out what's behind this. Another intrepid student, Siri Nightchat, also came down. He's learned something useful.
Okay. Extra data. Here it is. Classic mode on. That might take a while. I'm gonna let that download for a while.
Oh, I'm Sarah. You're new here, aren't you? Well, I, for one, am very glad. I
It's
couldn't help
finished.
but notice how you took down those lost souls. I have to say, I'm quite impressed by your... When I heard there was trouble on Unicorn Way, I rushed right over. But then I saw what's out there. Skeletons I can handle, but skeletal pirates? Yar! No, thank you. Pirates give me the heebie-jeebies.
Excuse me, did I hear you two talking about skeletal pirates? If you're going to face them, please come talk to me first.
It would be good to know exactly what we're up against. Do you think you can battle a few skeletal pirates to see how tough they are? Great! I'll mark their location on your map. Thank you so much for doing this. Good luck!
Ooh, press M to access your map. You'll notice several points of interest, including the locations of enemies.
Because you'll be engaging in combat, it's imperative you know how to regain health and mana. If you need to boost your health, collect the red wisps you see. Oh, if you need mana, collect blue wisps. Go battle a few of the skeletal pirates on Unicorn Way. The guards will appreciate a report on their combat tactics.
That's another new thing that they added. See these little stars? As you can see, it says main quest. That didn't show up until about 2 years ago. Before that, everything looked like every other quest. You wouldn't be able to tell what was a main quest and what was a side quest. The good thing is, you can actually decline side quests. That's another way you can tell. See, there's thousands of side quests throughout this whole game, but you want to focus on the main quests. They will get you to further throughout the storyline. Let's come here and get my stuff. Before I started this video recording, I actually transferred some stuff over. Just put my little birdie into the box. Alright. Yep. There we go. Do I want to revive? Maybe later. Yep. 'Cause I want to revive. 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 Maybe later. Yep. 'Cause I want to re I'm not going to use that energy anytime soon. Here's a good one tap as well. And yeah. And warrior. You're a good one too. I mean, that is a good one, but I don't like using it. See, I like this guy because he reminds me of Sven from Frozen. Look at him. He's this little cute guy. It's like a little animated Sven. That's the other one I've got. Yeah, I've got a lot of pets in this game. Oh yeah, the hawk. Dove. Not sure about that. Yeah. And this is another thing you get a lot of throughout the whole game. You get a lot of these mounts. See, the transformations used to last about the same as these. There was never a permanent one, but there was always like a 2-day one or a 3-day one. It's always a little bit annoying that way. But they removed that. Alright, what else? Just put all these in there. I got another one up there. You really want to hold on to these reagents and occasional pet snacks. Give me a second as I do this. That's not really going to help me right now. He might. Oh yeah, that's the ring. I think I'll put. Yeah, I'll put some of those guys back. Alright, so you're going back. Yep. You can stay. You can go. You can go. It's not really my strong one. Yep. Between these guys. I like using this pet because he heals me on his own. And may cast, it's exactly as it says. There's a chance they might cast it during battle. That's not just wild battles, that's PvP as well. There's also something else you should know throughout the whole game. These certain quests throughout the game give you these training points. You want to hold on to those until later on. If you decide not to hold on to them and spend them, I'll show you what you spend them on. These are all the schools around me, the different spell schools. This is Woo, School of Life. You spend your points on these. You spend them on any school you want. 1 point per spell. But you have to go down each spell by level. You can't just choose the spells you actually want. You have to go by them by level. Luckily, the school that you actually are, you don't need to spend the points. Okay. Completely free. I mean, you can spend your points on the spells if you want, and there is actually a way of getting them back. But I would suggest against it because it does get quite costly. This guy, right in front of me, Mr. Lincoln, he's the guy who you buy them back from. But the higher your level, the higher the cost to buy back. So you have to be very careful on what you spend them on if you're going to spend them on anything. Also, about the crowns and the how the game is locked out from a certain point. You can buy membership, and truthfully, it is cheaper. But there is another option. You can actually buy zones. The different areas of each map, you can buy them permanently for your characters on your account. On this specific account of mine, I've bought pretty much almost every zone in the next 6 worlds, and roughly that's about $5,000 worth of crowns, maybe more. It's hard to keep track of it throughout the years. So, yeah. I got a hat. Oh yeah, that's another thing you should be wary of. When buying the packs, your items you get are dependent on the level you are. So if you're really low level, your items that you're going to get are going to be roughly usable as well. Right. I will be continuing this real video on the next chapter, because I have no idea if this recording is working